Hello, today is all about QoR watercolors. I know we covered QoR watercolors last week, but that was the QoR Mini. Today, this guy. Today we're talking about some gifts that QoR sent me and a hidden, I say hidden, because if you look up the new watercolors, you're not going to find this color. If you look on their list of all their colors, you're not going to find this color. But I'm going to tell you where you can find the color, how you can get it. See, it's not in here. And then we're going to look at what colors I'm adding to my QoR palette. I thought I had a big enough palette. It seems QoR has become like my Daniel Smith collection, and I have seriously outgrown it. So we're going to talk about all of that stuff today. Yeah, hopefully we're going to have some fun too. Hello, Wildflower. I'm not seeing too much stuff coming through yet, but we are going to continue. I'm assuming that you guys can hear me because nobody's yelling at me in the chat that you can't. First off, let's see what QoR sent me. And I'm going to be sharing with you the most expensive pigment I have ever purchased. And I'm going to talk about it. I have a video coming up soon that is my summer art haul. And I will be sharing it there briefly, but not talking about it. And we're not going to dive too deep on it today, aside from me sharing it, maybe getting a first look at it. I want it to kind of have its own video because I would really like to highlight this pigment. It's something special. So, thank you, Wildflower. So we're gonna take a peek at that, but it's the most expensive pigment I have ever purchased. I didn't realize what the size of the tube was in relation to what I was spending. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. Stick with me. Let's go ahead and shift down to the desk. So I had reached out to QoR and I had some questions because I discovered a pigment and a color that I couldn't find. I saw it. I knew they made it and I couldn't find it. I looked all through their catalog. I was on the QoR website, all of the current colors, it wasn't there. But yet I saw the tube and I knew that the tube of paint was a new color. Like they've changed. So for those of you who don't know, they've changed their tubes. This is what they used to look like right here. And the new colors, which I've shared with you guys, the new colors that I got, look like this here. So you see how they've changed, right? More information is on the front. The color, instead of going like a gradient down the side, wraps around the top part of the tube. I kind of like the old where you saw more of the color, but I'll take all that new information that's on the front. It's nice either way. So I saw the color and its tube looked like this. Now, when QoR released their new colors, I looked through all of them. There were 20 new colors released. That's what they advertised. 20 new colors. And hello to Scotland, your first live. Glad you've made it. And hi, Jacqueline from sunny and warm Nova Scotia. It is warm here in Maine. It's 76 degrees here. And some of you might be thinking, oh, that's not too bad. I am roasting. It is roasting in this studio. So anyways, I just couldn't find the color. I knew it was a new one. I had already purchased all of the new colors when they came out, with the exception of the interference ones, which I already explained to you guys. I had some interference colors in Daniel Smith and I never used them. So I did not see spending my money on them just to show them to you guys, for them to sit in my case with all my tubes of paint. Never to be used by me. That just wasn't realistic. So, Wildflower says, please tell me that hat is about to burst into colors. Hold on, we'll see. So I emailed QoR and I said, I'm trying to find this color. Has it been discontinued? It's in the new tubes. Why can't I find it? I can see it here, and told them where I could find it, you know, where I was seeing it. And I had asked about these hats. Now, I have an event tomorrow. There is the Coastal Maine Botanical Gardens is doing a plein air event all weekend. And I will be there tomorrow, supposedly tomorrow, assuming we don't have crazy weather. But I reached out to them because I have become photosensitive to the sun. And that happened like after I had gotten my COVID vaccine. I had a bad reaction to the actual vaccine. And then subsequently, when I ended up with COVID, as you guys know, that left me sick for it was like 7-8 months recovering from that. And anyhow, so I emailed them, I asked about the color, and I asked about this hat. I've seen this hat, and I was like, that is not, I need that hat. I need the hat when I go out on my event. And I just wanted to know where I could purchase it and where I could purchase this other color. So the lovely Daphne at QoR, thank you so much for reaching back out to me, sent me this hat. Guys, look at this hat. So this was one of my gifts from QoR. It is a sun hat. This is like SPF, I think it said like, papers downstairs, like 50 or something like that. Anyways, it was what I need. It's got the little vented sides. It's a wide brim. It is going to keep the sun off of me. And it says QoR. So it was even more amazing. I loved it. I'm super excited to have this. You can actually purchase this from their merch shop. But a very big thank you for QoR to send this along, because I will definitely be representing QoR. And so that brought me to part of today. I need to make a palette that I can take with me on my trip tomorrow. And I know if I pour them into half pans or move half pans from here into a palette, I will be able to take that no problem. They'll be dry enough overnight for me to take them. I just have to be careful when I'm transporting them. So, yeah, we have to work on that palette today, and we're going to talk about my options for the palette. Hopefully you guys can help me make some decisions. And let's also discuss, as I said, so here was one of the gifts from QoR, and here is the other. They sent me the Ali Cavanaugh set. Now, I will have a complete video on this, so we will take a deeper dive into this set. But this set, the Ali Cavanaugh set, is a portrait set. So why the heck am I having it, right? Because you guys know I don't do portraits. I just have this thing about doing portraits, and you know, nobody likes it if you give them an unwanted nose job. You know what I'm saying? They stress me out too much. I don't like them. So I just don't do portraits. I can do portraits. I have done portraits. I just don't like to. So let's see what all is in here. Oh my goodness. I have a sticker. I love the stickers. So can we get excited about a sticker? Yes, we can. Like on my Daniel Smith palette, I have their sticker here. Just know that's going to be perfect on stuff. We're going to figure out how it works. It'll go on my palette for sure. So whatever palette becomes my big core palette, it's getting that sticker. Okay. So I'm really curious, have they updated the color chart? Because that was one of the things, and it looks like they might have, because my old one looks like this, and the one they just sent me looks like this. So I'm excited. I hope it's all updated. I am going to check in with chat in just a moment. Let me put on my glasses, because I will quickly be able to tell you if it has been updated. Yes. Yes. All right. This has all the new color. Look at that. It fills all the rows now. All the rows are full. It's so exciting. Whereas before we were like this. The swatches had to get a little smaller, but we have a lot more colors now. And still, oh my gosh, my glasses are horribly dirty. I can barely see out of those. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think the color's in here. Let me see. Let me just get these glasses clean. Sorry. All right. That did not help. It did not help. That made it worse. I must have gotten some like greasy fingerprints on it or something. Okay, so the color is not in this chart. The color that I was looking for, it's not in there. So it's still hidden. This is horrible. Ooh, let me see. I have some, maybe not use my shirt and use some like cleaning stuff. See how that works? Maybe. So for those of you who love to collect all the colors, let me share as soon as I get my glasses clean. Sorry. Usually I try to do all that stuff beforehand. I was running around. I couldn't find something I needed for today, so. Excuse me. Okay, so it's not listed in here. I'm going to have to take this chart now as I'm doing my palette. I've started taking the color charts. Like, for example, I have my, is that the one I marked? No. Which one's close by? Okay. Oh, no, we're not even talking about them right now. Sorry, there's like a brand of watercolors that they and I are not on friendly terms right now. So I take my color charts and what the colors, this is my Mary Blue. And the colors that I have in my collection, I kind of put a black box around them or go, you know, mark around the colors. So it helps me to quickly know when I'm considering adding to a collection what colors I already have. So I need to do that with QoR. But that color is not listed here at all. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16 times 6. Alexa, what's 16 times 6? Because I'm not doing that math.
Sorry, I don't know that one.
Alexa can't math either. That was priceless. If anybody wants to drop it in the chat, 16 times 6.
Good afternoon, Angela.
Alexa,
Jack
stop.
16.
Alexa, stop. Oh my gosh. Guys, you never know what's going to happen here live. Okay, anyhow. Are you guys ready to find out the hidden color? Should I keep you in suspense any longer? Oh my goodness. Maybe. They also sent me this. Ooh, look. That breaks them down. Ooh, this makes them bigger. I like that. Let me make sure it's not in here either. And it's not. I can immediately tell you it's not. Oh, look, that shows you all the sets. So exciting. I love QoR. Okay, yeah, she is out of control, George. Oh my goodness. So here's my swatch. I can share this with you. And these were the 12 new colors that I got. Let's add to that 96. Okay, Virginia, thank you. Virginia says 96. So there was 96 colors in their chart right now. But there's actually 97. At least 97. Because I'm going to share with you. I will not forget, I promise. I also added the iridescent copper. Remember I told you guys I was considering the iridescent copper was the only one of the, you know, sparkly or color shifting colors that I was like thinking about getting. I did go ahead and add iridescent copper. So these 12 plus that, there were 20 new colors. 21. We're getting there. But I got that, and I've shared all of this. All this stuff is coming. You're going to see like everything that I've got in my summer art haul. I had to do one because things were getting ridiculous and I couldn't even move like stuff on my table that's beside me for when I set the things that I'm working on while we're streaming off on the side. I couldn't even do that anymore because it had taken over. So I had to like show you guys everything, then organize it and get it out of my way. But you'll see that I also got the reflection set. I'm only showing this briefly because this, my iridescent copper, is going to become part of this little mini. And so we'll see all of those together because it has the silver, the gold, the pearl. I wanted the copper with it. So those were like my 4 metallic like colors because I think I'm really going to end up using those once fall and especially winter and I start making Christmas cards. And I'm so curious, will the core metallics have a chance at replacing my favorites? Nothing has been able to unseat those yet. And in case you're wondering what the heck are my favorites, the Fine Tech Calero, it's silver and gold, or it's the set that has the golds and a silver in it. And we'll do a whole comparison when we get there. When we do the reflective mini set, we will do a comparison. So I put the iridescent copper aside because I'm not going to be looking at that one today, but it'll be coming. It'll be coming. Drop me a comment if you're excited to see that, because, you know, maybe that'll move it up the let's get this done list. Okay. My QoR palette, which is sitting right here. Oh, we're also going to talk about the most expensive pigment I have ever purchased today. That's coming soon. It's right here. It's this tiny little tube right here. I have 2 spots left. And yes, I have 6 colors. I'm not putting, again, the copper is not going in there. That's going to go with my reflective set. So I have 6 colors and I only have 2 spaces. It has become like my Daniel Smith palette for sure. And this isn't big enough to put half pans down the rows. So I can't do that. I thought I had, well, let me just grab my Sleeping Beauty Turquoise Genuine for a minute because it's still sitting on my desk. You see that? They're just wide enough that, nope, you can't even squeeze those in there. They're just pop right out. It's not going to fit. Just like my Daniel Smith palette. It would only fit if it was on its side. I don't know. I have to figure out what I'm going to do. I wanted to bring a set of these with me tomorrow to paint with. And actually I said 6. No, there's 7. There's one more. The hidden color. The hidden color has got to make it. We're going to swatch that today and see. And I'm definitely going to tell you where to get it. So, yeah, not forgetting. So I do have 7 colors. I have 7 more colors that I can't fit into this little set. And for plein air, I had a few options of palettes where I thought I can put off, like, how do I complete my big set? I can put it in a palette like this, which I just received this one. Thank you, Rob. He sent this to me as a possible solution to my Daniel Smith palette. And this, the tray doesn't have the rails. It's flat, and you just take your half pans and they magnet. Put the magnets on the bottom and you can set them in there. This will hold 65 colors. So I don't know if that is big enough to hold my Daniel Smith collection yet, but it certainly could be big enough to hold the QoR collection. Look at that sticker, could fit right on one of those. So anyhow, it's possible. Possibilities. Rob had asked over on Discord. We have Discord for all channel members and patrons. If you're not on Discord yet, you are missing all of the fun. Maya says, a hidden color? That doesn't sound like a good business plan. If this color is as amazing as I think it is, it might be a very good business plan. Stick with me. I'm going to tell you all about it in just a moment. So for my plein air, to bring QoR colors with me, because, you know, I'm going to be wearing my QoR hat. I don't want people to walk up and be like, oh, what are you painting with? And I'm like, Daniel Smith. But I'm wearing my QoR hat, so I don't want to do that. So I want to bring a QoR palette with me. So I got to pick these colors. I got to do that tonight because, you know, last minute me, it's tomorrow. I have this as a possibility. Now this I would have to actually put the colors into, because this has 24, 5, 6, 7, 8, 29 mini pans. So a mini pan, these are tiny. I mean, you can see the size compared to my finger there, but they're tiny. They're like, they look like that, right? They're about that thick. They are mini pans. I use these a lot when I send if I send samples out to some of the patrons, and I will do, like, instead of a dot card, I will do a card that has mini pans on it, because seriously, is a dot card enough? No, you got to have enough to play with there. So this would be fine just to go out for a day to plein air paint, and those mini pans would be more than enough with QoR, because you don't need a lot of QoR when you're painting. QoR colors are so vibrant and so pigmented that you really don't need a lot. So that could actually be an option. These are actually linked in the description below. You can get these like a 2-pack. So I could do one for QoR and I could do one like for Daniel Smith. And those are so tiny. They come with a clip to clip right onto your like your sketchbook. This is actually an elastic from, like, I think this one was like, we got asparagus from the grocery store. They put it around the vegetables. And I just saved them because they're great rubber bands for putting on things that I use in the studio. So there's that. I missed the beginning of chat because I was just talking. So if you posted a question or a comment that you wanted me to see, please drop it in the chat again so that I will be able to see it. That would be helpful. Okay. Another option, and again, this is not QoR watercolors. This is Cotman, but I could easily take this palette. I've shown this to you guys before. This is the Cotman Field Pocket Set. These are pretty reasonable. The Cotman one, especially the Winsor Newton Professional one, it looks exactly like this, but it has the Winsor Newton Professional paints versus the Cotman paints. I'm not interested in the paint. I'm just interested in this stinking cute palette, right? It has on the back, I'm a sucker for a palette. So on the back, we have, you know, our finger hole. We've got these mixing areas. This one, you pop out, this has water. You take that, and there's a little groove right here, and it slides on there like so. You take this, you fill this with water. Now there's a sponge, just like I use in my studio, and I can store 12 colors in here. These are Cotman colors, but if I didn't want to keep the sponge right in here, as I flip the pans out, I could actually add an extra half pan here and here, and maybe I could cut the sponge and make it, you know, just be a smaller piece if I wanted to. I don't know, but it's an option. So that would be another possibility to take out with me. This is a tiny brush, but it's like a good for nothing brush, if you ask my opinion, which nobody did, but just saying. Look how tiny that is. I mean, I don't know what the heck I'm painting with that at all. So, why use a sponge? Good question. I use the sponge all the time in the studio to help me control my water. Lots of times when you guys see me paint, which I know we haven't done much of the last couple weeks live, but we are going to be getting back to live paintings. So my sponge, I will set that, and when I have my water on my brush, I will tap it here. It gets the excess water out. It just really helps with controlling your water. Usually when I'm painting plein air, I will have like a paper towel clipped to my board, and a sponge would save me having to deal with like waste and stuff out and about. So yeah, that's why I use a sponge. I hope that answered that question. So that's an option. I could just swap out the colors in there and take that, but I don't think I want just 12 colors, because honestly, I could use a small palette like this. This is my Mary Blue palette, and I could use a small palette like this and easily, it did have another side that flips open, but I usually take those ones off. I could leave it on if I wanted more mixing space when I was out plein air painting. In the studio, I never have them on because I mix on ceramic when we're here in the studio. But this would allow me to hold 20 colors. It'd be about the same foot space as that Cotman one. So yeah, I might do one of those. And Rob is at it again. Welcome, welcome, welcome to all of the new members. Let me just take a moment. Oh, Wildflowers, it says, some hero needs to 3D print some narrow pans that fit in pencil slots. I'm going to share that when I come back. Don't let me forget. We'll come back to that in 1 second, because what I'm about to show you, there's a solution for that. It's out there. So where is, oh my gosh, 109. Oh, that's terrible. Only 109. That's hot. That is definitely hot. Okay, why use a sponge? Ooh, no, Catherine, you can keep that. 114 degrees. Are you in the desert? I hope you're in the desert and that's not 114 degrees with humidity on top of it. Okay, so thank you very much to Rob. Let's see. Okay, Tara, great question. Tara asked, what size are the QoR half pans? So we need to come back to that question and the mini pans. So we got to remember that. But let's welcome our new members. Welcome back, James. Just trying to make sure that I get everybody. If you have been gifted a membership, you now have access for the next month to Discord. So if you have Discord and you've connected your YouTube account to your Discord, there's nothing you have to do. You're just going to see that you now have access to the Discord server, and you can come on in and join us and hang out and talk. There's so much behind the scenes. We play games. I'm still trying to make sure I don't miss anybody. And in fact, in a couple weeks, I'm going to be having a special game that we're playing. We're actually going to be getting together on Zoom to play this. There are going to be prizes associated with the game, things that you can win. It's going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, if you've just been gifted a membership, connect to Discord. All the information is going to be put out there. Don't worry, if you're not connected to Discord, I will be sharing it on the community tab, so you will get a post that notifies you if you're a member, if you're a channel member. You don't have to get Discord if you don't want to, but we do have a lot of fun there. So the question was on that palette, the QoR pans, the Winsor & Newton pans. My QoR is in standard half pans because I poured all of those. I don't know. These are the ones that came from Winsor & Newton. Let me just lift this up. See, this has a little rail. And you just lift that up and then they can pop right out. So this is one that came from Winsor & Newton. My standard pans that I pour colors into, I set that in there. Oops, if I can keep them in their slot. Yes, it does fit. So my standard pans fit in here. And you can see that she's correct. This pan looks slightly bigger than these, but these are loose and I can fit them in. So there we go. I hope that is exactly what you were asking. If you mean the QoR pans that come pre-poured, like in the mini sets, I don't know what size those are. We can pop one of those out. Maybe. I don't know. They really stick in there with that silicone piece in the little mini palettes. But these look like a standard. They're very similar in size. But even those, yeah, even those fit right down in there. So if that's something that you're interested in, you will have no problems swapping out those Cotman pans for any other brand that you want to put in this as a travel palette. So there you go. I hope that answered that question. Now the other question or the other statement, I can put that away correctly. There we go. Was the talking about somebody 3D printing like little pans for like pencil slots. You can get, I didn't link them in the description because I didn't think of doing the pans only. Portable Painter makes something like what you're talking about. Wildflower, that's a great, let me just address that for you to help you figure that out. So Wildflower says, I was wondering if I should just switch to a Patreon membership. You can do whichever you are most comfortable with. So YouTube has an extra tier. They have the Superfan tier. That's my least expensive tier. It is only $2.99 a month. What do you get for that? You get custom emotes that you can use and chat with everybody else. You get the little badge that's next to your name, your little palette, and the palettes change colors depending on how long you've been a member. Like if you look, Rob Younts, his palette is green. W.A. Castle has a palette that looks either yellow or orange, and yours is the red palette. As the longer you are a channel member, your palette changes color until you've been a member for so long that your palette is white and has all the colors on it. In addition to that, you get access to Discord. So that is the tier that that opens the door to Discord. All other tiers above, whether Patreon or YouTube membership, get that benefit. But I opened it up to the super fans because, you know what, we do so much fun stuff, and I wanted you guys to have something else that was a great benefit if you become a super fan, because super fan is the most affordable one. It's only $2.99 a month here on YouTube, and it gives you access to the super fan channels on Discord. It gives you access to our general chat. It gives you access to behind the scenes stuff. There's a lot going on there. It gives you access to like our Guess the Mix game that we play every Sunday before the mix video goes out on Monday. So beyond that tier, once you get to the community tier, the creator tier, and the studio tier, those three tiers have their own benefits, but they're the same. So whether you join on Patreon or you join on YouTube, you're going to get the same benefits on either one. Some people would rather use Patreon, and some people would rather use, Google and YouTube. And that's fine. Now you will notice that the prices on Patreon are slightly less than the prices on YouTube. That is because YouTube includes the superfan benefits. If you want those benefits as a Patreon member, you would also have to subscribe to Superfan on YouTube, if that makes sense. So I wanted to make them very comparable regardless of which one you chose, because in order to get all the exact same benefits, if you were a Patreon member, you would also have to be a Superfan member. But if you were a member on YouTube of the community, creator, or studio tier, those would all just be included. So you would be stepping up your benefits that way. And you wouldn't have to add anything else because it's already included because you're on YouTube. So I hope that answered your question, and I hope that helped you decide. Whatever you decide, we are so happy that you're here hanging out with us. And there are so many great benefits. Once you become a community member, you get more community benefits. I've been sharing reference photos. I share those via the Discord server, and oh my goodness, I have been going nuts. They will tell you I've been going nuts with sharing some reference photos lately, but some months I will share a ton of them, and some months maybe we don't have any. Depends on our weather. And, winter gets long. Reference photos get scarce. I just share them whenever I want to share them, whenever I have something to share. So some months, like this month, May and now June, they've gotten a ton of reference photos. And then you also get the live chats every Friday, which tomorrow live chat, everyone, I will be at the plein air event, so the chat will be set up for everyone to chat, but I may be in and out, so just so that you're aware. And then the creator tier, There's videos. I put out videos. Right now we are working on the Adventures in Watercolor Land series. There'll be 100 videos in that series. And then we also have our quarterly Zoom. That's coming up this month. That is like 2 weeks away for everybody. Make plans. That'll be 2 weeks away. It's always on a Friday. And then the studio tier, we Zoom every single month. And we hang out and we do all kinds of crazy stuff. So there's that. I hope that helped. That's my Patreon and membership, what's happening here. So, okay. The portable painter. So the question was, we need pans that can fit like in a pencil slot. See this little paint slot? I do have it linked in the description below. In fact, I have it in my cart right now. The portable painter makes little mini pans that fit inside this compartment. So if you're familiar with the portable painter, this just like slides on here, and this slides on here. And I thought about filling this with my QoR Colors. See that? I can just like set on something. This could set like over your leg. You have places to mix. Right now, as it sits, it holds 12 colors. I can add either 3 long pans or I can add 6 mini pans. It's like 3 sections, but they're halved. So like this one pan has 2 minis, you know what I mean? Or I can do a combination, a long pan, 2 minis here, 2 minis here, and a long, or however I want to mix it up. So that holds water, and I was really curious, will that hold a mini paint puck? This inquiring mind wants to know, because as I have my right here with my paint pucks in it, my Mead and brush wash bowl there, I love them. I need a mini paint puck in here to help keep my brush clean when I'm painting. You'll see how I use a mini paint puck in my upcoming video. I wanted to be able to put it out tomorrow, but I don't know if that's going to happen because I still have to edit it. It is showing you my mini plein air setup. So if that's something you're interested in, that video is coming. How I do my plein air setup. So yeah, I might put my colors in here. Now the good thing about this is I can get these pans. I know I can get these pans out, so I can swap these pans, and I'm pretty sure that these should fit. If I pop one of those out, I think this should fit inside it to swap it. We're gonna give it a try, because why not? So yeah, huge welcome to all the new members here on YouTube and over on Patreon, because we've had some new members there as well. This is like not wanting to come out for me. If there's a secret, I don't know it. Like, do I have to pry them out of it? They look like they should come out. I was hoping they would just come out, and this palette knife doesn't want to pop them up. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. If anybody knows, if anybody has a portable painter and has changed out these pans, please drop me a comment, whether you're live or on the replay, and let me know, because I would love to get those swapped out and just be able to pop in colors that I've already poured, if possible. Otherwise, I'll just have to re-pour them and let this set. But I was hoping I'd be able to switch it up. I might just order a second portable painter. I've had this for so long, and it's been so precious. And I was talking with Lindsay the other day, the Frugal Crafter here on YouTube. And I was saying how I have yet to fill my portable painter and use it because it's been so precious. Like, what paint gets the privilege of being in the portable painter? And she's like, oh my gosh, it's not precious. Just use it. So yeah, I need to fill it. And I wanted to fill it to take it with me. I haven't got a chance to yet. See this slide? Just slide. That slides on there. There's a little rubber piece. Goes on like that. That's my portable painter. I love this. I'm going to order a second one, and then it'll be even less precious with the little pans, because you can order them with a set of the pans, and that would give me enough pans to put in both. So there's that. Okay. Excuse me. I think you've waited long enough. Are you ready to find out the hidden color and where you can get it? I am more than ready to see it. Okay, so these I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're also going to talk about my most expensive pigment I've ever purchased. This was crazy, and I will share with you guys because it's a good laugh. I laughed about it after the fact, but not when I realized what I did. I was like, oh, are you kidding me? That's not good. It's all good. It's all good. So let's look at the Ali Cavanaugh set. So QoR did send this to me for me to review, and I will be doing a video dedicated just to this because I feel that I owe them that. I will give all of my impressions and what I think of the set, the colors, the palette, all of that. Now, my take on this is going to be different than anybody else's take on this because most people that get the Ali Cavanaugh Portrait Colors are because they want to paint portraits. I have zero desire to paint portraits. None. I don't paint portraits. So why the heck did I accept the Ali Cavanaugh Portrait Set? Well, that's because that's where you can find the hidden color. Not only that, so look at this. We have right here our case. And this is very similar. Oh my God, right now I feel like one of those infomercials that just keeps going but never tells you the answer. I'm not trying to string you along, I swear to God. But that's what it's feeling like. So see the size? The 12 introductory set, it's the same size tin. So this one, which I've been thinking about getting another one of these because these tubes, I'm using them up and I want to replace them, but I want to replace them all. So I may just buy another set like this versus buying them individually. But it's set up so that you can put colors right in these little bubbles and use them, here. Or I could take these out and I could use the tin. Let's just see if the Ali Cavanaugh one, because that's what we want to look at. So I could take those out and perhaps put some pans with magnets in the bottom. Would that be a solution? I don't think it will hold more than this, but I'm wondering, could one of these hold more? Definitely interested. Kelly says, CDB says, definitely interested in that set. I do lots of portraits and was thinking it might be a good entry point to QoR for me. So Kelly, you have not tried QoR. Then I would say dive in and go for it. I love QoR paints. They are absolutely one of my top favorites. Okay, so this little pamphlet here, this is the old one. This doesn't have all the new colors on it. So just so you're aware, that does not have the new colors on it yet. But look at the swatch, right? I showed you on the color charts. This is the old one. See the swatch? Looks the same. This is the new one. Look at the purples and the blue that's in that. Gorgeous. That's the new one. I'm so excited to have that. All right. So here it is. 6 little tiny baby paint tubes of paint. They all have the new labels on them, with the new branding. And just so that you're aware, the colors in this set. Now remember, there's a reason I have had this sitting out here. Remember I told you QoR put out 20 new colors. Some of them were interference. 11 of them 11 of them. 11 of them were single pigment colors. Those are all on this page right here. So all of these right here were the 11 new single pigment colors. Payne's Gray Violet was one that was a multi-pigment color. The hidden color is a multi-pigment color. And I just say hidden because it's not available. You can't find it on the QoR chart. Or if you go to Blick, it's not going to be there listed as an open stock color. If you go to QoR and you look at their color chart, it's not listed as an open stock color. You cannot buy this open stock. So that's why I keep calling it a hidden color. So there were 2 new multi-pigment colors, one of them being the hidden color. And then there was the iridescent copper, which I just showed you the tube of. We'll look at that color when we do the reflective set. And there were some interference colors. So altogether, there's 21, but they released 20 new colors, 20 new colors that you can buy open stock. So that is correct. There were, and if we think about it that way, there were 20 colors. But this here, these are the new colors. So in this Ali Cavanaugh set, you have Perline Crimson. Perline Crimson is a brand new color. You have Pyro Orange. Pyro Orange is one of the brand new colors. Nickel Azo Yellow. Nickel Azo Yellow is not a brand new color. In fact, that's PY150, which I believe is this one right here. So I'm happy to have that because you see that one is really low. I have it, I think the Nickel Azo Yellow. Yeah, Nickel Azo Yellow is one of the colors in the set of 12 introductory. So that is also in that set. You can also buy it open stock. Then there is Payne's Gray. Payne's Gray is also a color that you can get in the introductory set of 12. And then we have Sap Green. Now, Sap Green is not in the set of 12, and Sap Green is not one of the new colors. That one is completely different, but I believe I have it. I think it's one of these two right here. So this little guy right here, which we're going to swatch in just a moment, this is our mystery gem. This is our hidden color. You can only get it as part of the Ali Cavanaugh Portrait Set. And this is ultramarine turquoise. I cannot wait to swatch this color. It is granulating. You guys know already, I love it. It is staining. It is transparent. It is light fast. Excellent. It is PB29 and PG7. We're going to see how that looks like. Let's not wait any longer. Let's look right now. I am going to grab, let me just close this up so I can have it sitting here for you, but well, not that you can see it. It's fine. It's fine. All right. Oh my gosh, Rob. See, oh, Rob, you have to give it another chance. Don't take acrylics out. Go with watercolor. It's fine. It'll be good. Dolphin Soul says, I'm finally here, of course, right when she teased with the turquoise. Yeah, wait until we see this. I'm just going to grab a half pan because, you know, it's going in a palette. So it is definitely going in a half pan. And I am looking, I have plenty of half pans. Plenty. I have a plethora. Oh my goodness. You know what? We're going to swipe one from the new palette because I have a bag full of half pans. So it's not a big deal. Besides, I'm taking pans out that are going to go in that, whether it be QoR or Daniel Smith. Something's going in there. Let me show you guys how I label my half pans because I think that this, I'm looking for my tape. I just recorded yesterday the summer, hey, Heather Bryan, hello, just in time to see this amazing new color. I just recorded my medium tape is too big, darn it. My summer art haul, which I had no intention of doing another art haul after I showed you guys my art haul from the last art haul I showed you, which I said I had enough to last me till 2025. I wasn't joking. I've recently been very fortunate to receive some things from companies like this set from QoR. And my list of things to do were growing. So I figured we were going to do a haul so I could get everything organized and start working on the videos. So what I do is I take, this is my, so just some, the artist tape that I used to share with you guys from Amazon. I use the Meeden tape now, but this is like perfect size. It is ½ inch. Just, actually it's just over ½ inch if we're going to be exact. That is like 5/8. Yeah, this is like 5/8. So it's perfect on the side of a half pan. So because I used to just write right on my half pans, and then I would touch them and they would smear, and then I would be like, crap, what color was that? What brand was that? I don't even know, because I pull them out. I end up with like little half pans on my desk from doing things like our Monday mix or something like that. Oh my gosh. I still forgot to take my allergy meds today, and I'm going out into the wilderness tomorrow. Not good. Anyhow. And so I write them on here, and then I know exactly like what it is. And so let's talk about how I do this. There we go. So I have my Micron, and this is a 03. Sometimes I will use the 005. I've beat the heck out of this one. It doesn't hardly want to write anymore. So we're going to use the 03 today. I think we could get away with that, right? This is ultramarine turquoise. So what I do is I put my color, right? It is ultramarine. Try to write that small. Yeah. I'm going to do that one again. Let me pop that on there. Is Tara Giblin here? Hello, Tara. I'm like trying to catch chat, but it's like bumping pretty quickly. All right. So we have ultramarine turquoise. And I try to put the brand. And this is QoR. And then on the other side, I put my pigment information. So this one is, as I said, PB29. And PG7. For those of you who are going, what the heck does that mean? It is pigment blue 29, ultramarine blue, and PG7, which is phthalo green, blue shade. It is light fast 1. It is transparent. Of course, it is staining. It has phthalo in it, and it is granulating. Cannot wait to see this one. So that's how I mark my pans, just like that. And just like that. Rob. Nerd. I was reading what Rob was saying about me. I was not calling Rob a nerd, just saying. He was calling me one. Who's the bully now? No, just teasing. I'm just teasing. I know that Rob is joking because we joke about pigment nerds. I swear I'll turn them all into pigment nerds. Okay. So let's just, ooh, it's really thin, but it is really warm in the studio too. So, oh gosh, that is gorgeous. Oh my gosh. And the only way to get it is in this set. And I'm like, this tube did not even feel like it was full because there should still be, I just feel like there should still be more left after I've squeezed this in here. Wow. I'm gonna have to like cut this segment so that I can use it again when we talk about this set on its own. That was like at least half that tube to get into that pan. I'm sure it's going to shrink down smaller. So the sap green, the Payne's gray, these here, I'm not going to squeeze these out because I already have them in my palette here, so I can still show you what the colors look like. Just so if you want to get a quick look at what this is, again, this is going to get its own video. This set deserves its own video because I need to show you guys how someone who does not paint portraits would paint with this set, right? Because that's another whole take on it. He's dolphin Saul. Oh my gosh. See, you shouldn't talk yourself out of it, Rob. Sometimes I'm like, he puts down his first guess when he's talking about playing Guess the Mix. So that's what we play every Sunday. I share pictures of that week's mix, and you have to guess what's in it, the names and pigments, before the video drops on Monday. And they're playing for entries into a giveaway that I'm doing for patrons. So yeah, we have a lot of fun over there. If you've been gifted a membership, you now have access. And we'd love to have you join us. All right, so I'm grabbing my size 8 round, and this is my Princeton Velvet Touch. Okay, let's get, this is going to be a granulator, so I am going to, oh, all right, either my paint puck was dirty, and my water's not dirty. I think my paint puck was dirty. Let's try that again. There we go. All right, you guys ready? I'll try to grab one. Well, it's gonna be a lot. All right, let's see. Look at that, it's taken off. It has phthalo in it. It's gonna run. It pushed like the water and everything. It's that such a bully. Look at that. Just get all that water and get everything mixing up in there. This is beautiful. Now, of course, it's only available as part of this set. QoR has not made this a regular line color. So, everybody, go to your email, message QoR. We need this color because it's not listed. I'm just gonna use that to hold my brush for a second. It's not listed as like Ali's turquoise, which I could understand if it was only in the Ali Cavanaugh set. Like, it's Ali's turquoise, right? We see other branding where artists have a custom set made with a company, and some of the colors like Denise's gray, or I think Da Vinci does that a lot. But that's not what it is. This is just ultramarine turquoise, and I'm gonna kind of letting it do its thing there. And why don't we have this in the regular lineup? I don't know. It's beautiful. It is deeper. Let me move these so I can see what I'm looking at here. It's deeper than PB36, right? This is cobalt turquoise. It's a deeper color than, when we look at this, it's a deeper color than that. Right, here's our cobalt turquoise. This is a little, they're close. Those could be like, fraternal twins. They are close, but this is definitely more blue. So there's that. And then if we look at, what is this one? That's phthalo green blue shade. This is what is in it. Phthalo green blue shade and ultramarine blue. And of course this is going to be, should be 50. Yeah, PG 50. Cobalt teal. And that's going to be way too light. I don't even need to swatch this. I can tell you that way different. Not even close. So I'm missing. Wildflower asks, does anyone go and try to mix it themselves to figure it out? I don't know, but I hope so. Terrace, yeah, I tried that one week, and yeah, she couldn't get it. She was like, it's not happening. Yeah, we just throw out pigment and color names, right? Yeah, this you found it on Blick, you think? I don't think so. I mean, maybe, but I don't think so. It was not as of the time that they sent this to me, and I am. You got me looking at Blick now, there, Rob. It is ultramarine turquoise. That's the color name. Oh, you're saying you found it from Daniel Smith. That's a horse of a different color. Do I have that? I don't think so. No, that's cobalt green. No, I'm looking at QoR. That's not. This is Daniel Smith. Now I'm like, is it what? Wait a minute. Phthalo green. No, that's Viridian. Phthalo green yellow shade. So I don't have it that. Wait a minute. That's phthalo turquoise. This guy right here. But no, phthalo turquoise. You said ultramarine turquoise. Does Daniel Smith have ultramarine turquoise? Because phthalo turquoise is not it. Because phthalo turquoise by Daniel Smith, that one is a PB15:3 and a PG36. So it's a blue and a phthalo green yellow shade to make that up. Yeah, for QoR, it's only available in the Ali Cavanaugh set. It is not available as part of open. You can't get open stock. That I do know, because that was how I got this long conversation with QoR, and they ended up sending me the set to try it out and give my opinion. So, as to Daniel Smith and their ridiculously long, extensive, huge line of watercolors that apparently keep finding their way to my house. My collection just, and it keeps growing. And guys, I just have this new palette, and Rob asked, would I do a video on like how I set up my palette, how I choose my colors, like what goes where, and phthalo blue, no, ultramarine. We're looking for ultramarine. Yes, I was just saying the alphabet in my head so I could make sure I wasn't going the wrong way. The brain doesn't want to work today. Ultramarine turquoise by Daniel Smith. Is it the same? I don't know. I don't have this color. I actually don't have this color. Pigment info. It is phthalo green and it is ultramarine blue. So is that an alternative for you? Well, I'll be checking it out. For sure, I will be checking that out. All right, let's make sure that's QoR. That's QoR. That's QoR. I didn't want to put my Daniel Smith palette away and have QoR paints sitting in it, or not put away Daniel Smith paints. So, yeah, this is beautiful. But look what happens. You see the hard line you get? That hard line around that edge in a very wet wash. That's the phthalo. Just pushes right out. That's what's doing. It's gorgeous how that ultramarine blue sits on top. I'm going to be playing with this one. I'll have to I'll have to order another color from Daniel Smith because I'll have to try it out and see how do they compare. Because if you don't have to buy another whole set because QoR doesn't sell this open stock, would that be an option? QoR. So QoR is pronounced like core. Yes. Great. Yes, Dolphin Soul. So a lot of people don't realize, and you'll see them say QoR watercolors, CORE. Look at that takeoff. Ooh, look at it go. QoR is QoR. QoR. When we're talking about QoR watercolors, look how nice and dark. So we can definitely get some more water in here. I want a nice wet wash. So I keep making this bigger. My swatch is like growing. I want plenty of water, but I also want plenty of pigment so you guys can see that we can get this much darker. This is not anywhere close to mass tone. But if we want to see like granulation and separation, that requires a wetter wash. If you don't want that, some people don't like granulation. No judgment. I don't know why they don't, but some like watercolors. Some are old school. Watercolors are supposed to be transparent, and I'm not saying that snark. I realize I changed the tone of my voice, but I'm not being snarky. I just think that watercolors can be whatever they want, and I absolutely embrace the granulation. I find use for it, especially liking to paint landscapes. But yeah, look at that. I'm gonna let that kind of do its thing. So you see much darker there. So yeah, is the Daniel Smith one the same? I don't know. I could mix it for you. I could mix it and make it look exactly the same. Is the Daniel Smith's pre-mixed version exactly the same as this? No idea. No idea. Yeah, granulation is absolutely instant texture. Wildflower says, on my screen, it looks similar to Sleeping Beauty Turquoise. So, Sleeping Beauty Turquoise, right here. Boom. This is our Sleeping Beauty Turquoise. And I will put this. So this lighter wash, it's close. It's close, but no, again, they would be fraternal twins, not identical twins. Right? Sleeping Beauty Turquoise has amazing granulation. So pretty. But yeah. This is just beautiful. Love that. Love that color. You guys see some of the separation starting to happen here? And you can see it here. Look at that blue that has separated out. Wildflower says, love how you had the Sleeping Beauty ready off screen. You know why I had it ready off screen? Because it was one of the brand new colors that I've added to Daniel Smith, and it won't fit in my palette. So it's sitting on my desk, like, just, it taunts me every day. Like, why don't you have a home for me yet? It's not set up. But yeah, you're going to see when I do my summer art haul, all the new colors that I've added from Daniel Smith. And just know that I think I have like 4 other colors in my cart waiting for me to pull the trigger. And I can't fit the ones that I have now in my palette. So there's that. Look at this, how this is spreading into... Now, Phthalo is like... Phthalo's a bully. Phthalo is going to go. Especially a Phthalo by QoR. If you give it a wet space, it's going to travel to the edges of that wet space. I ended up touching briefly, and look at, you can see how much it's like pushing in over here. It's yeah, it'll bully things around. Dolphin Soul, you can send it to my home so it's not sitting out. Yeah, no. No, I'm not giving that one up. Okay, so that is gorgeous. If you guys want to see the colors, let me show you those real quick, because then I'm going to show you the most expensive pigment I have ever purchased. And I'm going to share with you because I have no problems poking fun at myself. I'm going to share with you the story behind that pigment. Oh, there's a story. We have our Perline Crimson, which is here. Very, very lovely color. I'm just going to take this out because I need to be able to get to these quickly. And unfortunately, I don't have a swatch card for QoR right now, just like I don't have a swatch card for Daniel Smith because I've added colors and I don't know where anything is at. So we have this one. We have, which one is this? No, Cadmium Purple. Cadmium Purple is a gorgeous color. That is one of their brand new colors. If you missed that video, check that out where I shared my brand new Perline Crimson. Here we go. So you guys know that you guys know this pigment by a different name. If you missed the video where I shared those new colors and we swatched them and stuff, you can check that out because Cadmium Purple, it is right here. So pretty. Very Caput Mortem like feel to that color. So Perline Crimson. That is also, you also know that as Perline Maroon. For my brain just ran away on me. Tara said, how many colors do you have? All right, so for QoR, we have these are QoR. These are QoR. Now, mind you, all of these are in here. These are not in here yet. So all of these plus these, I just panned that one out. So all of these are in here now. My most expensive one here. And yeah, is that all of them? I think that's all of them. When you're looking at like tubes, like it's, I'm not gonna lie, it gets a little crazy. This is why Dolphin Soul was laughing. Like, these are a bunch of my tubes. I keep them in my little fancy treasure box. Some pirate gonna try to come and take them away from me. These, because these are not in here. So there's the 6 of these plus this one. So there's those. I believe that all of the colors from the Intensity set, with the exception of Phthalo Turquoise. I did not have Phthalo Turquoise in my set. So one of these also would add. And then I need to fit like all of this into a palette. I don't see how that's going to happen, but Tara, I hope that answered your question. I have a lot. What is the exact number? I haven't counted those up. I'll have to do that for the next time we talk QoR and give you guys an update. Like, it's this many colors. There's a lot. And as many as there are a few more if we talk about my Daniel Smith collection. Those are the 2 that I have the most of. Oh, no, that's not true. There is another brand I haven't even shared with you yet, and that, I think, is the brand that I have the most colors in. It is my most absurd palette. If you want to know what it is, hit that subscribe button and stay tuned because that one is coming in a video real soon. We're going to cover that palette. What it is, we're gonna have a good look at it. All right, so let's see. This set we have Perline Crimson. Look at that color. And these make up the portrait set. So if you're a portrait painter, then we have Pyro Orange. Pyro Orange should be nope, that's DeSazo Scarlet. Right there. I don't know why I'm worried about these being in order, because they're not in the order they're going to stay in. Wait till you see this one. It's like, wow. So this is PO73. Look at that orange. Again, PR179, which is like Pyro maroon, perline maroon. But they call it perline crimson. So perline crimson, pyrrole orange, nickel azo yellow. That should be this guy right here, which nickel azo yellow is needing. I think I have another pan of this that is already poured. Look at that color. It's like, hello. QoR is so pigmented, but this nickel azo yellow should be PY150. It doesn't say on there, but it says here. Yeah, PY150. Okay, Payne's Gray. Let me just make sure I have the same Payne's Gray that this is. PBK7. That's not going to be the right one. PBK7, PB15:3, and PV19. That is the Payne's Gray by QoR. It's gorgeous. Let me just show you that, like, how that gets lighter. Let that just travel over there. I love QoR. I love the whoosh you get with QoR. It's beautiful. Okay, so that's Payne's Gray. The ultramarine turquoise, which was here. That's this one. And then we have sap green. And sap green should be one of these two right here. So sap green is made up of PR101, PY150, nickel azo yellow, and PG36. PG36 is phthalo green yellow shade. So if you're looking for, oh, what is that color? Because I'd like to be able to mix sap green. If you have a nickel azo yellow, a phthalo green yellow shade, and PR101, which PR101? I don't know. But we'd have to mix it and find out, because there are a plethora of PR101 hues. It's like, I'm going to do a video. One of these days, you're going to see a video, and it's going to be like the magical world of PR101. You'll be like, what the heck? Pigment Red 101. 101, it sounds like it sounds like a class, doesn't it? What are you taking this semester? I'm taking PR 101. It would take a semester just to learn all the PR 101 hues that there are out there. And so there's sap green. That is gorgeous. Those are the colors right there, including this guy. Those are the colors in the Ali Cavanaugh Portrait Set. So there's our first look at them. If you see her portraits, I mean, she does amazing work, right? So these were made with this set. I mean, I can see the orange. I can see that orange coming through in here. I can absolutely see like the perling crimson coming through in some of the marks on the skin. Nickel azo yellow, absolutely Payne's Gray for neutralizing things. Definitely. I can even see, like, in here, right in here, in her shadows, I can see this ultramarine turquoise. I see how she uses it. It's gorgeous. So if you are a portrait painter, this could be a set that is perfect for you. I don't paint portraits, but I'm super excited to have this set. And if you want to see how I would use this set, yeah, stay tuned. Like I said, it's going to get its own video because we are going to talk about the colors. We will go more in depth on how they mix and things like that. And it is going to be just everything devoted to this set because I feel I owe that to QoR for sending these to me. Thank you so much. I just had the inquiry about the ultramarine turquoise because I was like, I have to have this color. And the way this one is settling out, it's gorgeous. We're going to get a closer look at that, but I'm going to put these, actually, I'm going to leave them out. Put those up there. So these are the colors that are in this set. Are you guys excited about this one? I am, like, definitely. Those are so beautiful. There we go. Those are the 6 colors. Look at that ultramarine turquoise. The way that's separating, hello. Can we paint some water with that? Yes. Will these do some amazing landscapes? especially with the neutral tint and Hello Fall. If that doesn't give you guys a hint, this set is beautiful. Okay, so that's that. Let me see what time we got. So next up, I can show you the new colors I'm adding. I am saving my most expensive pigment for last because I'm gonna have to laugh at myself. I'm gonna have to really poke fun at myself on that one, and well, I'm not ready to do that yet. Although I should, because maybe by the time I get there, Lou will be done whatever he's doing and he'll be watching to see if I'm ready for dinner yet, and then he'll know too. Maybe I don't want to tell him. It was crazy, I swear. It's definitely the most expensive pigment I have ever purchased, and I didn't realize how expensive it was at the time that I purchased it. I'll explain. I will explain. I'm just checking in with the comments. Oh, can you hear Tuka? Rob says, I hear Tuka. Yeah, I don't have my door like completely shut because it's so hot in here. Yeah. Yep. Pigment nerd class PR 101. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, Dolphin Soul, you moved those paints from the tiny mini palette to regular pans, right? The Sennelier, I have to say, I've shared with you guys some pigment paints that I've got with honey lately because I've added. I had not painted with those, and we've added some. And these are the Sennelier that I have, La Corelle, and these are still. Now, I've shared everything dries in the studio. They dry fast, they dry hard, they dry really hard. I just had to add some to this new color I have with Daniel Smith. I'm not revealing what it is yet, because it literally cracked through the center of the pan, and I was like, wow. Yeah, they dry hard. Not these. I mean, you can see it's cracked and it's pulling away, but that's still sticky. It's on my finger, and it's pulling away from the pan, so it is drying. Look at this one. Look how much it's pulled away. It's still sticky. Sennelier, those are the stickiest paints I've got. See, they've like stuck to the palette here. I recently taped this middle row down because it was getting floppy, and they stuck. Yeah. These are the stickiest paints I've got. M. Graham, on the other hand, we look at M. Graham. Now, I had talked to the folks over at M. Graham when I got these because I had never used any paints that had honey in them before. And so I messaged and was talking with them, and she said, put it, ooh, okay, we can tell it's summertime. That didn't do that when, that doesn't do that in winter. That's too funny. I've touched these before, and they were not sticky. But she recommended that I just put it in a studio palette, open like this, and just leave it open in my studio. Give them a little spritz when I'm ready to use them and go. Yeah, these have become sticky again. So definitely in the summertime, yeah, but in the wintertime, they almost dried hard. Like I shared my Michael Harding, so also paints with honey. I tapped, was it these or these? I swear it was these that I tapped on, and they sounded like hard as a rock. Yeah. These are now sticky again. So in the wintertime, these dry hard and they are not sticky. But that honey, it's a humectant. It's made to draw that moisture from the air. These are my Michael Harding colors, and they have become sticky again in the studio. I was thinking tomorrow of taking my little mini M. Graham palette that Shannon Rowe Jackson, Caution Artist at Play here on YouTube, had sent me, and I was thinking about taking that out tomorrow when I go plein air. But I'm gonna have some QoR. I'm absolutely gonna have QoR with me. I keep looking at this. It's gorgeous. Does it look the same? And if it doesn't, just know that I will mix this sucker up. And I will create one that looks exactly like it, even if I save this for the purpose of creating that mix to mix up a half pan of my own. Because if it's not available open stock, I'm not going to keep buying a little set like this just to get this color. I'm not going to do it. I would with the introductory set. I mean, I use all of these colors. There's a reason why I want this set again. You know, if you know, you know. But I got to get my hands on one before they're gone, for sure, because that's that's one that I want. Let's look at the other new colors I got, and then we're going to share that last one. So this is the transparent brown oxide. Transparent brown oxide is PR 101. I don't know that it's the same PR 101 that's in this, but this is a QoR PR 101. The burnt sienna, I think it's burnt sienna natural, is a PBR 7, which is why I wanted to get the transparent brown oxide, because I want to know, does it look like what I expect a PR 101 burnt sienna to look like? I'm really curious about that. Did you guys have a lag? Wildflower asked, is there a reason to keep different brands in different palettes? Aside from organization? No. You can use them. Yeah, see, I'm getting an error message that YouTube's having a problem with buffering. Hopefully all's good. What I was seeing on my screen over there is like back when I was showing the box. Anyways, so I'm just checking. Hopefully you guys are good again. Hopefully it gets squared away and it works, because I should have plenty of signal to push out here. No, it's not storming here. It's actually sunny right now. So the transparent brown oxide, I want to see, does this look like, we need a little palette. We need a little plate. What do I have? Surely every palette, right? Every palette in the studio is going to have something on it. Let's grab a new one. All right, we're going to grab this one from Meeden. I have a link in the description below. For those of you who do not know, I definitely collaborate with Meeden. Meeden provides me with a lot of, like, my 100% cotton paper. Meeden provides me with that, and I'm super grateful for them for doing that. This is one of their little palettes. I love it. It has the little mixing area in the lid. It will hold up to 12 colors, and we're just going to use a little bit of, just a touch, just enough to see what these new colors are going to look like. Let's put that transparent, so this is transparent brown oxide there. I'll just put them out as we go. Let's see what this one looks like. So this is PR 101. I gotta give you guys like the wet and wet wash, right? Because part of the fun of QoR is watching them take off. What I started to say was there's a code in the description. It is code Clark10, capital C, LARK 10. If you order directly from Meeden, use that code and you'll receive a discount. Oh yeah. I just love to watch like QoR paint take off. All right, so this is looking just what I was expecting it to look like. This is the transparent brown oxide. It is a PR 101, like I said, and this looks very much like burnt sienna. How does it compare to their regular burnt sienna, which is a PBR 7? Rob says, I have another one of those large palettes. I'm going to have to look into something like this, because all the colors, they just want to, they need to stay together. So here's the difference. Can you guys see it? It's very subtle. It is very subtle. From PBR 7 to PR 101. And both of those, if you're not aware, I've shared it often, but if you're new here, let's share it again. ultramarine blue, which will be right here. Right? Oh my goodness. I've moved so many things around. This should be ultramarine blue. It looks like it looks electric enough. Yeah. Wow. Oh my gosh. It's almost gone too. So ultramarine blue. I'm just going to put it right here. I'm going to have plenty of space. And your transparent brown oxide, which is PR 101. But when it looks like this, we can mix it like this. They will neutralize each other perfectly. And you will get, so this is with it's still leaning brown. I still have more of this than I did ultramarine because that's leaning brown. You can either make a beautiful brown umber-like color, or if you add a little bit more ultramarine to completely neutralize it, you're going to get, still not, because what's on the paper is leaning a little bit more. You'll get a beautiful neutral tint. These are both granulating. So in a very wet wash, you could get some granulation and separation. But those will make a gorgeous neutral tint if you don't have one. Or like a Payne's Gray. You can do it with that. If you want it to be more like a traditional Payne's Gray, throw like a touch of PB19 in there. Of course, different companies make their Payne's Gray completely different. But the burnt sienna, I can show you that the burnt sienna, which is the PBR 7 version, if I take that, and I'm just going right back in here. It doesn't matter. This pan is so almost gone. That PBR 7 and ultramarine blue, there you go. Grab the water. So you can see, very, very similar. You can absolutely make a beautiful Payne's Gray that way. So I added that. Yeah, QoR Colors. They whoosh like crazy. They do. Oh, Wildflower says, I have the rose shaped porcelain medium palette. You know, that is probably the one. There are a couple medium porcelain palettes that I don't have. That one is one of them. Yeah. I have this one, that tiny one. I don't know if that's the one you were talking about. But this one here, and that, I don't even remember what's in that, because normally I will take a piece of, and I tell you guys, but I didn't do it in this, and I'd have to go back and see, what was I mixing in here? What did I put in that to know what those colors are? Usually I put a piece of masking tape on it that will say the paint, so that I know when I come back to the porcelain palette what the heck it is, so I can use the rest of it. Okay, so there's that one. Oh, this one is the transparent yellow oxide. So this was PY42. This is going to be like your yellow ochre, which I didn't have. I have raw sienna. I have yellow ochre, but I believe their yellow ochre, if I am not mistaken, is PY43. PY43, PY42. One is synthetic, one is organic. And I know you're going to ask me, which one is which? I don't remember at this moment. I always have to look those two up. Yeah, see PY43. So yellow ochre is PY43. Transparent yellow oxide is PY42. And some of you are going, why do I care? Well, this one is, the PY43 is more opaque. So here is the PY43. And these look very similar. but I wanted one that was more transparent. Here's the transparent yellow oxide. It is transparent. It is staining. It is also granulating. Let's put that, some of that right there. Look at that color. See that? It is, you see here, and this one, this is a bit darker from the tube than that is. Let's look at this one. I don't like working with paint right wet from the tube. I think you tend to use way too much, and with QoR, a little goes a long way. Let's get this wet. I know I didn't wet the last one, but I like to see how a color is going to take off when I first use it. You see, this one is not taking off as much. I mean, it did already push to that outer edge, but look at that. See, this is more opaque, and this one is more transparent. Both would have their place in a landscape for me, for sure. This one's going to granulate. So there they are. They are very similar, but you can see this one's more, this one's opaque, this one's transparent. And that's why I added this, because I love doing landscapes. If you know, right? If you know, Rob, you can. I will have you guys mixing. I'll have you mixing all your colors. You'll only be buying the convenience colors if you use it so often that you need the convenience of not having to mix it. That is my goal. Okay, let's check this guy out. This is Bismuth Vanday Yellow. This is Lightfast is excellent. This is PY 184. This should be a gorgeous, cool yellow. I have this one here, right? This is Cadmium Yellow Primrose. But this is PY 35. It is cadmium yellow. We're going to see how closely these match, because if you don't like to use the cadmiums and the cobalts, then perhaps this is going to be an option for you for a cool yellow. Let's put, this is PY 184. And we have not painted together for a while, in a couple weeks. So my goal is to choose a reference photo for next week, and next week for our live stream, we're going to paint something together. So it's been too long, and I have been just wanting to paint. Want to wet it. Let's see if it moves. So what would you guys like to paint next week? If you're watching this on the replay, or even if you're here in the comments, drop me a comment and tell me what kind of subject matter would you like to paint together next week. All right, I have got way too much paint on that brush. I touched that and it is like too much. I dropped that in there and I can see it push the water away. That is a beautiful, oh my God, bright yellow. It's like almost neon. Oh my gosh, Lou is cooking something. I don't know what he's making for dinner, but I can smell it up here. Like I said, he's probably going to be watching, and I'm going to go downstairs afterwards after I tell you guys about my most expensive pigment. He's going to be like, so... Hold on, we're getting there. You think you're gonna want to hear? It's a story. Oh my goodness. So then quinacridone burnt orange, PR 206. I got this one because I was super curious. Super curious about how it would look compared to this one, which is my favorite. All right, do you guys know what pigment this is before I even say it? I want to know how it compares to that. Oops, that's going off the screen. Let me move that up so you can see. This guy. Is this going to be close? This is what I wanted to know. Let's see. Yeah, so Wildflower says, I would love any subject, but something using only non or less toxic paints would be awesome. Yeah, Dolphin Soul says, I can't get over how dark that turquoise looks in the half pan. Yeah, look at, you see how nice and dark that is? So we can get this even darker, because clearly we can get it like mass tone. No. Nope. Wildflower says, Pyro Orange? Nope. This is my beloved PO48. So that is Quinacridone Gold Deep by QoR. You can't buy it anymore. It's not available. If you go to Blick and you look up where the quinacridones are and you try to find Quinacridone Gold Deep, it's not there. QoR's out. I'm so sad. The color's gone because they don't manufacture PO48 anymore. You'll see in my art haul, I get my hands on another tube from a different paint brand, just because I absolutely love that color. But I got the Quinacridone Burnt Orange, which is PR206, and I wanted to see how or if these even look close. Now, I shared a video. If you guys are fans of, oh, we got just like, can you go back in the tube, please? Nope, it's not going to come back in. Sometimes if you squeeze near the bottom a little bit, it'll suction that back in, but it is not doing it. All right, hopefully we don't make a mess. All right, so PR206. At first glance, not even close. Not even close. But I do have a video. If you look up, I did all the Monday mixes are in a playlist. So if you're looking for a color that I have shown you guys how to mix, I have a playlist for Monday mixes. And you can go to that and see just what the how you can mix this color. Yeah, see, nope, this is way redder, which it is a PR. It is a pigment red. So pigment red 206. And so Wildflower, you yeah, you don't paint with any of the cadmiums, cobalts, correct? I think we've had discussions in the comment section. Oh, and I forgot to mention, for any of you who are like, hey, memberships get gifted, how do I get one of those? If you have to have it turned on to receive gifted memberships for the channel, whatever channel you watch that does memberships. There's actually a link in my description. So you can go, it's underneath, in the description, there'll be a spot that says like join the channel, and right below that it says how to accept or to accept gifted memberships on this channel. Click here and that'll take you to the link and help you get that set up. So if you're like, you know, I never get one, maybe you don't have that turned on, and you can turn that on. It is not something that you will ever have to pay for, a gifted membership, and when they expire, they expire. So if you don't choose to continue the membership or begin paying for one on your own, it just goes away. So you don't have to be worried like, oh, if I allow gifted memberships, like I'm going to be sucked into something, I have to remember to cancel, or it does not work like that. So you don't have to worry there. Oh, Tara says, I just started a new sketchbook just for mixes. Nice. I've thought about doing that, but I am working on cataloging all of mine. Don't tell me that, Dave Johnson. Don't tell me that. I have to look that up. He says that the PR206 is also being discontinued. And see, it'll be a color that I love. and it'll go away also. So, well, for now I have a tube. I'll try not to get too attached. But PO48, that is absolutely one of my favorites. And I did show you how you can mix this. And it mixes like, it was identical. Now, it was a mix to get this hue, but it worked. So if you're a fan of that color, I do show you how you can mix it. And then we have the Titan Buff is the other color that I added because I love Buff Titanium by Daniel Smith. So Buff Titanium, Titan Buff, they don't have to call them the same. Somebody could call it Sand Beige. Then call it whatever they want. It's PW6:1. That's the pigment. It is excellent light fastness. And let's take a look. I'm going to have to make sure I label this. These are QoR and label what the colors are. These will end up going in. I'll make actual half pans of these. Beautiful. And I'll compare this one for you to Daniel Smith's version so that you can see, are they similar? Are they different? You know, what that is. All right. Daniel Smith palette is here. So Daniel Smith's Buff Titanium. I will put, I'm like running out of space. We'll do it right here. Daniel Smith will be on the right. Actually, I'm going to do Daniel Smith on the left. Okay. Daniel Smith is another one who can move. Nobody moves quite like QoR, but Daniel Smith paints also do move pretty well. Now, if you guys didn't know, PW6:1 is a color that can granulate. Does QoR say it's a granulator? Let me look it up on their chart. This is the old tube, and the old tube didn't have all the information on it. But this should, whoa. But this should tell me. Where are you? Right there. It doesn't say that it's a granulator by QoR. I'll show you. Daniel Smith one can granulate. I don't know if Daniel Smith says it's a granulator. The answer is yeah, granulating. It's listed as a granulating pigment by Daniel Smith. So there's a difference right there before we even put paint to paper. The QoR version, the undertone is a little warmer. Get some of that extra paint off my brush. It is definitely, their version is definitely warmer. I'm sorry I'm not remembering who asked. Is there a reason, like, or do you need to keep all of them in separate palettes? Absolutely not. Like, if I had a palette that if I was building a landscape palette, and I liked these versions and I wanted both of them because this QoR's Buff Titanium or Titan Buff, I need to say the name right. So QoR's Titan Buff is warmer than Daniel Smith's Buff Titanium. And if QoR's version doesn't granulate, but actually I'm seeing like it might be a little bit, but Daniel Smith's does, there could be a time that I would want, you know, one or the other. So here we see this is QoR's version is a bit warmer than Daniel Smith's. And this is still very wet, so you're not seeing that granulation yet, but it will granulate. So we can take a look at that. Remind me if that's something you're interested in seeing before we're done. But look at these that I mixed now that they're dry. So this both was mixed with ultramarine blue. And look at the separation with that. That's beautiful. So this is PBR7, PR101. Both of these can be granulating, although this definitely looks more granulating than this, and that makes sense with what I'm seeing here. So, yeah. Oh no, Wildflower says, I didn't buy practically any granulating because I didn't know it was a desirable trait, and now I want the super granulation. Yeah. So look at, I mean, and I've been asked that question recently in comments. Like, see, this has the granulation, like with this green. I like to paint landscape, and therefore I thoroughly embrace the granulation. I can instantly get texture. Imagine if I was painting rocks and I wanted some nice shadow color that would separate out. Well, if I just use Payne's Gray, so I mixed my Payne's Gray, but let's just look real quick. If I wet this paper, here's Payne's Gray. It's already dry, right? Because Payne's Gray was one of the colors in the set. So here's Payne's Gray. It's not separating out. It's not really granulating. But if I want to mix a Payne's Gray that I can use for some shadow colors, right here with PR 101 or PBR 7, so basically your burnt sienna and ultramarine blue, and they will perfectly neutralize each other. They will give you a gorgeous color that's almost black, and you can absolutely use that for neutral tint. Now, Payne's Gray has the added, where'd my set go? PBK7, PB15:3. So PBK7 is your black. Right away, it has black in it. But PBK7 is not a, it's not a granulating black. PB15:3, not a granulating blue. That's phthalo blue. PV19, right? So pigment violet 19. That is not a granulating violet. And so it doesn't granulate and it doesn't separate. With the granulation, you get a lot more of that separation. So I was saying that you could, if you wanted something that looked very similar to a Payne's Gray, you could take, and let me just hold on a second because that's 23. That is too strong. That's PV15, and that's not the right one. 15. Nope, that's cobalt. Really? Do I not have it? I might not have it in QoR, but I thought I did. No, that's PV23. So I would have to go to Daniel Smith for that because I have a PV19 in Daniel Smith. However, you could add a little violet into that. So if I was like wanting to do, I just turned my palette around. I got myself all confused. Ultramarine blue, right? Now I'm using ultramarine, not phthalo blue. When they're doing Payne's Gray, they're using phthalo blue. I want a granulation. I want painting landscape stuff. I want it to give me texture, you know, without trying. So look at that beautiful chocolate brown. That is because I have more of the burnt sienna than I do the ultramarine blue. If I come back with some more ultramarine blue, boom, it turns black, right? But they've added just a touch. I'm going to go with PV15. Right? And that is ultramarine violet. So ultramarine blue, ultramarine violet. And we're just going to add a touch of that in there. I'll put it over here next to this. This is very blue, right? Very blue leaning. So I would have to bring in a little bit more blue if I want to get something close to that. A little bit more violet. All right, let's just see what we've got. Ready? And I would go where I chose PV15 just because that's what I have in my QoR palette and we're just using QoR at the moment. But if I went with the PV19, if it doesn't granulate, see, this still is not leaning as blue as this is. It's a gorgeous black, but it's not leaning as blue as that. This one might. now that I've added that extra blue in there. We'll go on this side of it. Yeah, there it goes. There it is. I do love to mix color. It's like a puzzle that my brain just grabs a hold of. I love trying to figure out the color. And we have to talk about the other pigment. I got to tell you the story because I promised, and we're getting on in time. But there you go. We'll let that dry while I tell you my story about the most expensive pigment. Oh my God. So there is this, these are going to separate out, and I'm going to show those to you. But look how close. I mean, we're similar. This is different because I used ultramarine blue. Ultramarine blue is a warm blue. They're using phthalo blue. Phthalo blue is a cool blue. So it's a very different, it's blue leaning, but it's a very different blue than ultramarine. But this, I think, is going to give us a gorgeous color. And when we're painting landscapes, that granulation, that texture, like I said, anything like with rocks, if I'm painting distant fields and I want, you know, some little shadows and highlights, well, I can paint a granulating color that's going to separate out. Maybe it has a yellow in it that will just kind of pop. That is absolutely going to just immediately, it's going to paint that for me, and it's going to have so much texture in my landscape without me trying, and I don't have to do all these little fine details. It's just going to do it for me. So I love, and like if I was painting water, I mean, look at the values. We'll get some, you know, when you look out at water and some areas are deeper and it's darker in that area, if I paint something that granulates and separates, I'm going to get some of that all on its own. Look, it's a little deeper over here. Don't walk in that. It might be over your head. You know what I mean? Like, so anyways, so Dave Johnson says, interested to know which Titan buff granulates the most. And I'm going to tell you that on this, I'm seeing more action from the QoR, but I know that the Daniel Smith one offers granulation, and QoR doesn't say it granulates. So, but when I look at this, and it might be that I just had more pigment and not a wet enough wash for the Daniel Smith one to granulate out, because usually it does very well. But yeah, excuse me, is there another brand that granulates even better? I'm not sure. Could be. I would be very curious to see how Schminke's, if Schminke has the PW6:1, I would think that they would, how that one would granulate, because Schminke is another one that's obviously known for granulation. Yes, Wildflower. Yes, absolutely. That's why we no longer have PO48, because the auto industry doesn't think people want cars that color. But how beautiful is that color? Like, yeah, I want to see cars that color on the road. We want to see more cars this color so that we can have our PO48 back. It's gorgeous. But yes, because unfortunately we don't do enough business as artists with our little tubes of paint as they do in the auto industry when they're painting big old cars. So, ooh, look at the, okay. This is why I will mix colors. Look at that right there. Look at the granulation. This is going to be even more like wow once it dries. And if you see this one, both are beautiful grays. They could be used as a neutral tint. They could be used to kind of neutralize, desaturate, and bring some granulation into whatever your color you're using. But if you don't want to introduce any granulation, then of course you would just use neutral tint, right? Because that's going to desaturate your color, neutralize your color without, and that's the Payne's gray, excuse me. It's not neutral tint, it is Payne's gray. But it'll do the same thing. That won't granulate. All right, here we go. So this, I haven't tried anything by Roman Schmal, Tara. I don't have any of their paint. It is on my list. It was on my wish list of brands to try. And well, after everything this year, and you guys will see when my summer art haul video comes out, it's pushed to next year. I've just got so much work that I'll be doing now, but it is on my to try list. Oh yeah. Right? Yeah, that's true, Rob. Rob says on ours. We do a color exchange. Okay, so here we go. I saw, like, get it while it's still here, right? I don't know if they're not going to manufacture this anymore, if they can't, but this was like the first, is it the first synthetic blue? I don't know. What I do know is that it is a blue pigment. It was the first blue pigment in like over 200 years. And it is PB 86, and you will have heard it as Yinmin Blue. And I was like, oh, I would love to see that in person and give that a try. So QoR, I actually got an email from QoR, and it was like, get it while you can. And the link is in the description. But let me just warn you guys, because yeah, I'll go into that in a minute, Wildflower. So it is linked in the description below how you can find it. I do not, let me just put it out there, this comes directly from QoR. You can't buy it by QoR on Blick. Can't get it that way. You have to buy it directly from QoR. And there is a special link to get it from QoR. It isn't even in like the regular shop merch type stuff from QoR. But I did put a link in the description for you guys. I get nothing. I have no skin in the game. I get nothing from this. But let me just share with you. I saw the tube and I was like, oh yeah, I saw the picture of the tube, right? And I was like, oh my gosh, Yinmin Blue. Oh, I've got to have that. And I was like, oh, and how much was it? It was like $30. And I was like, oh, $30. Well, and I'm thinking like a tube of paint from QoR, right? And I'm like, well, you know, it is an expensive color because it's the scarcity of it. And normally, I mean, you could pay $14, so maybe it's like twice the price of what I'd pay for a regular tube. But you know what? It's worth it to show it to you guys. I'm going to do it. I'm going to buy it. In the cart, click, done, purchase. It's on its way. Great. Then, after it was in the cart, done, purchased, on its way, I saw something else. And I was like, wait a minute. That says 5 ml. And I real quick went back to QoR, followed the link again, got to the spot, looked at all the fine print. It was 5 mLs for $30-something. And I was like, are you kidding me, Angela? No, I would not have. Not even for you guys. I would not have. And I was like, oh, should I cancel that? Well, it was already done. The Want Monster was like, what's done is done. Come on, pal. Let's go over here and look at something else. So I got it. So it is the most expensive tube of paint that I have ever purchased. And is it going to be precious? Because it was so expensive, am I not going to want to paint with it? Well, that would just be crazy, right? That would be foolish to do. Let's put a little bit of this out right here. Come on, little fella. Boop, right there. Okay. What does this look like? What color is this closest to? This is Yinmin Blue. Now, let me just tell you guys. Is it Schminke? I'm pretty sure. Oh, I'm going to swatch it. We're going to see it for sure. Let me just let you guys know that Yinmin Blue you can get from another manufacturer. Oh, let me see. This is going to be, I think, I'm looking up because I don't want to give you false information. You can get this. Come on. Oh my goodness. It's because I'm streaming, I'm sure. There we go. So I will say this. The other company that makes it, it's also 5 ml tubes. The other company that makes it is actually more expensive than QoR. So I feel better, right? That's what I justify. I can justify it that way. I am going to drop a link for you guys. I don't have it in the description. I will after the stream, but I am going to drop a link so that if anybody wants to look it up, I'm going to swatch it here. And I don't know if this company's version looks exactly the same. It's going to be the same pigment. But again, you know how the company processes it when making paint. Hues they can vary. So, grab that. There we go. Copy. I'm pasting it into the chat right now. Yeah, that's what I said. Wildflower. That's what I said. But let me just let you know. Boom. Yes, it is. You are correct, Tara. Schminke makes Yinmin Blue also, and it is a 5 milliliter tube, and I just dropped it in the chat. That is a link to Blick. Just know it is an affiliate link. I will put that in the description afterwards for anybody watching this on the replay. That is a 5 milliliter tube, and it is $38.99. So QoR's more economical. I'm just saying. But let's see. Is it like gorgeous? Is it, what does it do? Is it it says that it's opaque. It does not say that it's granulating. We're getting a nice wet area so that we can test that out. It does not say that it's staining. It is like, I'm just trying to see, like, what blue would I say that this looks like? Ooh, look at it. It takes off. Look at that. It's definitely warm. This is definitely a red leaning. They say not granulating, but, or they don't say that it is granulating on this tube. There's no G on here, but I mean, you'll notice like this tube doesn't even have the color. Doesn't even have a color swatch on it. So, but it definitely took off in that wet wash. I would say it is granulating. They don't make that claim, at least not on the tube. They don't. I don't know if anywhere else says it's granulating, but it is definitely, I mean, I have it. I'm going to use it. I'm absolutely going to use it. What does it look like? Let's see. See, that's ultramarine blue. This has such a, it's like a more purple that I'm seeing with that. Let's grab some of this PV. That was PV15, right? Yeah, ultramarine violet. See, that is very purple, but I want to know, because I have an inquiring mind, and I want to be able to tell you guys. And that's going to be the thing, right? And somebody will be doing it. Can you make a mix of Yinmin Blue? Will that be a future Monday mix? I don't know. We'll have to see. Oh, look at that. It's like so close. That is so close. I love to mix colors. It's beautiful. It is a very warm blue. I'll hold that up there. So that's ultramarine blue. That's ultramarine purple or violet. QoR calls it ultramarine violet. That's Yinmin Blue. And that is my quick mix right there below. A Gallo have Yinmin Blue too. $40 for a half pan. So that's just less than the equivalent of a 5 ml tube. And they're at $40. So hats off. A Gallo takes it for the most expensive version of Yinmin Blue out there. Actually looks like a cobalt blue on my screen, says Cadmium Red Feral Kitty, otherwise known as Starving Artist Collective. Let me see. You said looks like, is this one? This is Cerulean Blue Chromium, and that definitely not. But as far as a cobalt blue, I don't think I have a cobalt blue with QoR. No. I don't know. It's very warm. This is like one of the warmest blues that I've seen. It's gorgeous. It has granulation. Where would I use it? I absolutely use that in like doing some landscape painting with like some skies, transitioning that beautiful. If I was using ultramarine in my sky, I would use some Yemen blue, transition into either the purple or, you know, into a red, coming down into a sunset gradient. Yeah. It is, right. Very, very pretty. Maybe not in the everyday palette. This will be in a special palette. Probably one. It is Lightfast 1, so I can absolutely put this in paintings that I will sell. I will probably use it for paintings that I would sell because, you know, we got to make back that mistake. But, and yeah, I say mistake in the sense that I didn't read the fine print and I thought I was ordering an 11 ml tube, and I talked myself into the higher price of what an 11 ml tube would sell for. Because that's the other thing that's the one thing about QoR that I'm not a fan of. They have 11 ml tubes. That's the size of their tube. Like, why not give us a 15 ml tube? The cost is very similar, ml to ml, QoR to, like, say, Daniel Smith. But give me a 15 ml tube, please. But they, you know, that it's just, there are many things unique to QoR, and the 11 ml tube is one of them. But again, I was like, talked myself into spending the extra for an 11 ml tube. I'm thinking, oh, just, my brain automatically made the assumption QoR paint comes in 11 ml tubes. I am buying a tube of Yemen blue. It's going to be an 11 ml tube. The 5 ml tubes are what come in like the little sets, right? Like this. Yeah. Didn't read fine print. And it's fine. It's fine. I love that I have it. I love that I got to see it. And the more that this is setting, it is absolutely granulating even more. And now that this is drying more, the answer to which granulates more, Daniel Smith on the PW 6:1. You can see it there. There's a lot more granulation here than there is here. These that I mixed, look at how those are separating. Look at that. Those are gorgeous. I wouldn't use, I'm like, you know, you could use the Yemen blue in mixes. I could, but I don't know that I don't know. I'm going to have to really get myself to have it in a palette and just use it like it was any other pigment. Use it for things that I'm going to paint and sell. I don't know that I would necessarily use it a lot. I wouldn't use it for tutorials where you guys are going to paint along, because not everybody's going to have this color, right? I think very few people actually have the Yemen blue. If you do have it, I don't think you're disappointed in it. That is gorgeous. The hidden color, I hope you guys enjoyed that one today. Can I show you guys how to mix this? I probably absolutely could match that perfectly. Is that something you want to see in a future Monday mix? Do you want to learn how to mix something that looks like Yemen blue? Those are things, let me know. When you see my mix videos come out, or if you have special requests for something you would like to learn how to mix, whether it be like we did with the PO48, a pigment that was going away, how can we mix it? And I also showed that in that video, that those mixes mixed perfectly with other pigments that this is with. So for example, PO48 is like, it's in Daniel Smith's Undersea Green. I took the other pigments that were in Undersea Green and my mixed hue that looks like PO48, and I mixed that in, and I could make a perfect replica of Undersea Green. So it was a perfect substitution. there were a couple other mixes. For example, QoR has this one right here, which is quinacridone gold. That is PO48 and PY150. I mixed PY150 with my mixed version that looks like PO48, and it looked identical to the quin gold. So yeah, that one could be a perfect substitute. If there are other things that you want to learn to mix, or maybe a pigment. Now the thing is if I don't have it, like someone has asked me to try to mix, oh my goodness, I saved it. It is just a second. I have it on my screen and I'm trying to remember what the color is. It's a Holbein. Yeah, it's a Holbein. Jaune Brilliant. So somebody wanted me to do that as a mix. I don't have Jaune Brilliant. If somebody could send me a dot of Jaune Brilliant or something like that, the person who wants me to mix it doesn't have it, I don't think, to be able to do that. If it's a color that I don't have, I mean, just a simple dot card, right? Which would be putting a little dot of paint like this on a piece of watercolor paper and sending it on its way. That is something that I could absolutely. So if there's something that you have that maybe you don't want to buy it again, but you want to be able to mix it, you know, something like a $35 tube of Yemen Blue. Yeah, you know, I'm going to figure out how to mix this one. I'm going to figure out how to mix it well, and I'm going to be able to mix it right every single time, because I won't be buying this again. But that is a gorgeous color that I would love to continue to use. So yeah, that's one. Okay, I'm just double checking the chat. I just decided that constraining myself to a palette without that blue will make me a more creative artist. Dolphin Soul says, I want that turquoise. This is gorgeous. It's gorgeous. QoR probably double the price of European legacy brands here. Yeah, Tara, if you are not here in the US, QoR is probably a lot more expensive. So I want to mix that orange. It's gorgeous. Which orange? This orange? This orange? This orange I've already showed you guys how to mix. This is Pyro Orange, PO73. PO73, you might already have that color in a different brand there, Dolphin Soul. I'm not positive on that. I'm saying that because Dolphin Soul was one of the patrons here on the channel, so we're chatting all the time in Discord, and I do know some of the colors. Dolphin Soul's new to I'm just outing all your business here, Dolphin Soul. Sorry, Dolphin Soul is new to watercolors, and we've been helping get her started. And that was something Wildflower had asked before. Rob mentioned that we swap. Excuse me, that we swap. We do a paint swap. Excuse me. Yeah, I have shared paints with Rob, and Rob has shared some with me, and so yeah, we do that. We do that often. I'll forget. I'm missing. I'm just trying to catch up on chat because I want to make sure I didn't miss anything before we go. The pigment. Are you talking about the Yemen Blue pigment there? Cadmium Red Feral Kitten? I don't know who sells the actual pigment. It was discovered. It was discovered at a college. I don't remember all the details. I can't tell you. I shouldn't say anything if I don't remember all the details. But yeah. And that's me, Wildflower. My memory's like Swiss cheese too. The new Holbein granulating paints. I have not tried them yet. I haven't even had a peek at them yet. So Dave asked if anyone has tried the new Holbein granulating paints. No, I have not. And Cadmium Feral Kitten said yes, the Yemen Blue pigment. Okay. Dolphin Soul will be the jester. and oh my goodness. And Rob will be the king. That's hilarious. The Schmincke, I have all the Schmincke super granulating colors. I have every set. I have them in half pans. And yeah. Okay. So, well, thank you. I hope that you have a good time around here. And again, so just for everyone who was gifted a membership today, if you are not on I'm going to come over here for a second. Whew. Oh my goodness. If you're not yet connected to Discord, if you have a Discord account already, all you have to do is click on the little cogwheel by your name, and you're going to go into your settings and you're going to look for connections. I think it's connections. When you click on that, you'll see different accounts that you can connect to your Discord. You just want to connect your YouTube account that you're using here, that you were gifted a membership on, to your Discord. All you do is you click YouTube, you sign in with that account, and you're connected. I have a little bot that works all night long and makes sure that if you're connected, YouTube, my YouTube, will put you into our server. It has all that information. So you will have access automatically. All you have to do is connect your Discord to your YouTube account. And then it just happens seamlessly. I do invite you to come join us over there because there's so many benefits that you get as a channel member. And even if you're a channel member for 30 days, it's a lot of fun and we would love to have you join us. And who knows, you might just like us and want to stick around. That's where you get the most content from me. I post behind the scenes stuff. I am always chatting with everybody there. I am highly active. I do read all of your comments here on YouTube, but definitely Discord has my priority. We play games. We play lots of games over there, and it is hilarious to watch some artists try to draw on a tiny little screen with their finger and get everybody to figure out what they're guessing. It's kind of like Pictionary. But we play it over there and it's super fun. I think so. Yeah, see, Dolphin Soul says especially the sketch game. Yeah, we play that over on Discord all the time. And if there's somebody on, you just jump in and play a game. So, yeah. And yeah, I am glad too. Dolphin Soul says, glad you joined in, Wildflower. So am I, and all the rest of you. So Holbein swatches show almost unbelievable color separation. Really. Now, I share in my upcoming, I have to edit it, but as soon as I edit it, it'll be out. So I'm hoping within the next week, you're going to see my summer art haul. And I'm talking about things that are coming too, because there were some things that weren't here yet. And talk about things that are going to separate. I have a set coming that I can't wait to show you guys. I'm going to have to take a look at those, Dave Johnson, the Holbein granulating colors. Great. So another thing that I'm going to want to look at. I don't have Holbein. I only have, I think like 3 Holbein watercolors. They were sent to me in an old art box when I used to get the art subscription boxes. Holbein's another brand that, you know, I just don't have. And it's not on the agenda. It's not on the agenda anytime soon. So anyhow, all right. Well, I think I got all of the comments. If you guys enjoyed looking at the core stuff today, I still have to build this palette. I don't know what's coming with me tomorrow. I'm gonna have to pick some colors, and that's probably gonna take me some time after I eat. We're doing so. I'll have to share that with you guys. If you're on Discord, I'll be sharing some stuff behind the scenes. Again, tomorrow, live chat, it will be set up for you guys to be on and talking. It depends on how the weather's gonna be. I should be at the Botanical Gardens by the time live chat starts. And I'll be checking in there. I'll be giving you guys behind the scenes stuff, what I'm doing, what I'm painting, who I'm painting with. There's going to be some other YouTube stars there with me, or should be. Like I said, if the weather permitting, we'll see. I don't know if I will get pictures or whatever, but if you're on Discord, you'll get all the behind the scenes stuff happening tomorrow. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed these colors. Let's take one final look at the colors here. Boom. There's a more up close look. I need to make sure I remember what these are. Yemen Blue. We won't forget that one, will we? I'll never forget that one. There they are. So in the Ali Cavanaugh Portrait Set, we have these, this one, and that beautiful, the hidden color that you can only get in the Ali Cavanaugh set. It is a brand new color right here. And that is the ultramarine turquoise, that guy. So I hoped you liked those. And then we had all my new colors that I added here to my collection. Now I have to fit them all on the palette. I don't know how I'm going to do that. We'll see. Thank you. Tara says, enjoy the botanical gardens tomorrow. I am going to try. It's beautiful there. So many things that were in bloom when I was there last weekend. And so many things that were getting ready to bloom. Like none of the irises had bloomed yet. My irises here at home have opened. So I'm hoping I'm going to see a whole new like round of flowers there. So if you enjoyed today's video, please do hit that like button and subscribe. We will be painting again. I know we've looked at some colors the past couple weeks, and thank you. If you were here for the colors, thank you. If you love all the information about the paint and the pigments and stuff like that, I hope you've enjoyed that. But we are going to get back to painting. I'm going to try to pick a reference photo for next week, and I will be painting that live. I will absolutely share the reference if it is one that I can share so that you all can paint along with me. So that is what I'm going to be looking into for next week. What are we going to be using to paint? I'm not sure. I don't know what paints I'll be using next week, but it's probably going to be something on the list. I have a huge list of things to do. Huge thank you to all the patrons and channel members. Welcome to all of the new channel members and the new patrons that we've had recently. I greatly appreciate you guys and everyone who's been using the links in the description. You absolutely help fund this channel, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate you. I'm really enjoying what I am doing, and you guys make that possible. So huge thank you. Oh, and look, yeah, see that? There we go. You'll see these in the upcoming summer haul. The new color cubes are in the background. We're gonna have a video on that, but I tell you about that in the video, so I won't get into it here. But yes, thank you, Rob. We got some new stuff. Got some new stuff going on. Okay, I think that's everything. I'm going to say goodbye. I'm going to pop another video up right about there that you might like to watch if you are watching this on the replay. Until next time, my friends, keep creating, and I'm going to see you in a video or a stream real soon. Bye, guys.